Ritchie Bros has a reputation for selling equipment at a decent price. They put together a very comprehensive plan on how it's going to take place, and I think the marketing is second to none. I think with a dispersal like this, their expertise and knowledge on how to set up the sale, put everything together as a package, and market is Ritchie Bros' advantage. My name's Steve Bogsty. I'm the VP of Production Services with the Mullen Group. So Treo Drilling is the culmination of two different companies that Mullen purchased back in the early 2000s, Schmidt Drilling and Coralin Drilling. I come from the Coralin side. Coralin was established in 1980, primarily drilling commercial and domestic water wells at the time. And we did some coal testing out in the foothills of Alberta. I started with the company in 1995, was moved to Hinton and worked up there for about 3 years. In 1998, we had an opportunity to go to the oil sands, or the Athabasca oil sands in northern Alberta. We had 3 rigs at the time, and we quickly knew we had to grow to 5 rigs in order to do the work. We took advantage of the opportunity in Alberta and quickly realized that it was a great opportunity for growth within Coralin. Over the next 5 years, we took our 3 rigs and expanded to roughly 28 rigs. In 2003, Mullen bought Coralin, and in 2005 bought Schmidt Drilling. In 2006, we joined the two companies together and called it Treo.
My name is Rod, and I'm the president of Treo Drilling Services. Schmidt Drilling was formed in 1958 by my father, Don Schmidt. We grew the company from a water well business to oil and gas services and wireline coring in the coal mines, in the oil sands, and to what you see today. We went into the coal mine industry first, and then when the oil sands started in the early 80s, they come to us and approached us about doing that same type of work we were doing in the coal mines in the oil sands, where they could get their core recovery to see what they had. And that's kind of how it developed. And of course, the oil sands took off and the coal mining went the other way, slowed down. So it was a nice fit. We're the first companies in there to discover the oil sands and core it, where they could actually look at it and see what they had. And we learned by trial and error. I mean, we went in there and we were cutting oil in tar, and of course there was lots of challenges with that. So we had a lot of things to learn, basically on how to get it out of the ground successfully. And, what mud we used to make that happen was all a learning curve.
At the time, there was a large opportunity for growth in the Athabasca oil sands. In order to take advantage of that, we had to grow, and we had to grow very quickly, and we needed the people to do that. So over the course of the 5 years, we planned, we engineered, and we built rigs in-house in order to meet that demand, all the while trying to crew that up at the same time. It was a challenge, but we pulled it off.
With Ritchie's, well, most of my trucks that I owned come from Ritchie's originally. We used to always buy equipment through the Ritchie sales over the years, and sold a little bit of stuff, but usually we were just buying, right? Because we were growing the company. So we've been dealing with Ritchie's for as long as I can remember.
Hi, Lee Hellier. I'm the VP of Operations for the Mullen Group, based here in Western Canada. I think, certainly when we discussed the dispersal of Treo, Ritchie Bros was definitely at the top of the list. We could have put each item on Iron Planet and just waited it out and had things sell piece by piece, and that probably would have taken some time. So for us, we recognize that there's some capital here that we can put to work elsewhere. Rob, they brought a proposal to us that just made total sense.
I'm Tyler Douglas. I work for Ritchie Bros. I'm a territory manager in Central Alberta. We are at Treo Drilling Services in Ponoka, Alberta. We're in the midst of preparing a complete dispersal for Treo Drilling Services, and there's a whole bunch of work to be done. It's been a partnership from the beginning to make sure when the sale happens that we've got things allotted and categorized and noted properly.
When we meet with Tyler, we expect that he understands our needs. He expects where we've been and what we've gone through, and the people that are maybe interested in buying this equipment.
The decision was made between Tyler and myself that there was just too much equipment to move. the cost to move this stuff to Nisku would have been very expensive. There's a lot of loads to go. You know, we're talking over 300 pieces probably to move up the road. We have a lot of area here, so it was the right move to sell it right here. I mean, people are more than welcome to come view right here.
When it was time to go to work, downtime was not a possibility. We had to keep the equipment running. So in the summer times or our off times was when we put money back into the rigs. We spent time, money, making sure that everything was certified, everything was fixed, everything was ready to go for following winter.
You know, I think anything coming from the Mullen Group, we've got a sound reputation, and that goes back to our founder, Roland Mullen. He always believed that you look after your equipment and it will look after yourself.
With respect to how it's going to sell, I'm curious on who comes to the sale. There's still lots of people in the industry that this equipment will benefit, and I'm looking forward to seeing them and seeing what the rigs go for.
We've got some really good rig packages, like complete rig setups. We're going to sell, of course, individually, so we'll see, but I'm hoping that the people actually can buy all the pieces for one setup. That will, you know, because then they can just rig it up and go to work, and that's kind of what we're hoping happens.
It's been great to be able to see some of the interest from different parts of the world, different parts of the continent, discussions with potential buyers and people that have bought. I think it's given us a little bit of an insight into the market for this type of thing right now.
I will be staying on with the Mullen Group. I run another company for them out of Grand Prairie, and I've been doing that since 2019. I'm oversee it too, so I'll probably just stay on for a few more years doing that.
My whole career has been based around this equipment. It's going to be sad to see it go, but I've got a future with the Mullen Group, and we'll move on.